Hello and welcome to the second episode of the Prologue to Become a Legend Story Mode Series 5, and welcome back. So if you're hearing this now, then congratulations, you were not put off by the incredibly self-indulgent theme of this series, which is me. That's right, I'm going to be playing with myself in front of an audience on YouTube for a whole year, but there won't be any playing with myself tonight. Not quite yet. This episode is all about the stats. This is about the numbers. The physical attributes, the abilities, the skills, the appearance, the goal celebrations, it's all going to be in here, and I'm really looking forward to it. And let's start with the real basics. Player name. This is one we can't get wrong, surely. J Hunter. It's Johnny Hunter to you. No jokes about looking for condoms, please. I've already heard them. They're hilarious, of course, but I can only laugh so much. Unfortunately, no commentary name. Not a single other Hunter in the game. Maybe not a single Hunter playing football professionally anywhere in the world. I haven't checked that far. I did say I'm not from football pedigree, but that seems a bit extreme. And what I do love to see there is name on strip, brackets, national team. We can only but dream. We can only but dream. Basic settings. Well, speaking of national team, it's going to be England. Hopefully, one day. Oh, that would be amazing. Age 18 in this reality. So as we know, didn't quite make it even at the very bottom of the English football pyramid, but took a trip out to Thailand. You heard the story, hopefully. If you've not, go back to episode 1 because that took me forever to make. So please, go back and find out why we're in Thailand at 18, but here we are. And I have to say thank you to PES Fan Faces. He's done an excellent job. All he had to work from was this tiny passport photo and a couple of other random photos pulled from the netherworld. I don't even know where I found them from. It's a little bit disconcerting staring back at yourself this much, especially a much younger, chiselled me. But it will be very, very sweet to hopefully one day either see me in an England shirt, maybe an Arsenal shirt, or even just any Premier League team, or any big team anywhere in the world. So, hopefully one day we will get there. And hopefully you'll join me for the ride. But looking pretty good. Stronger foot, right foot, very much right-footed. So, registered position. Well, as we know, I'm a right back by trade. As I mentioned, it's the position of the enthusiastic but potentially underskilled. But what I have allowed myself is the potential to grow. A little bit of room for improvement here. Not that there's anything wrong with being a right back, of course. But given the opportunity, maybe later in our career, if we improve enough, there's a chance that we could play as a central midfielder. Maybe the Trent Alexander-Arnold route, where he'll, I'm sure, be playing there as he gets older as well. Right midfield, right wing, also a possibility. Who knows? Maybe one day. So now we're into the exciting bit, the abilities, the stats. This is where we build the foundation of where we're going to be starting. And as you'll notice there, 67 overall rating. It's pretty high, isn't it? It's pretty generous. Failed non-league English football player now playing in Thailand. That's quite high. 67 rated is an 18-year-old right back at a Premier League side pretty comfortably. But what I've done anyway, as a starting point, I used the only other right back currently at Buriram United. It goes by the name of Narubadim Wirawatnadom. Whose name is so long, there's not enough characters in PES to get it in. So he's called Narubadim Wirawatnad. Full stop. Anyway, he's a 26-year-old right back at Buriram, and I've basically copied his stats as a starting point for us here. He's a good player. Thai international, has had success, won the league with Buriram United. So this guy is a good, solid Thai league player. And he is the only other right back at the club, as I mentioned. So this is the baseline that we're going to be starting with. But we are going to make some changes here. I think a lot of it we can keep. But some of them, well, we've done some real-life tests to decide whether I could be any higher than that. So we'll get to that. Offensive awareness, I think we'll keep that where it is. 63, probably about right for a right back. But next up is ball control. And for this one, we can be a little bit more precise when it comes to deciding how good my ball control might well be. And to do that, we're going to go IRL. Yep, we're going real life. You saw a little snippet of it in the last episode if you saw that. Again, if you haven't seen the last episode, please go back and watch it. It took me Sorry, it took me a long time to make. But for ball control, I've done some tests. Okay, we've done some experiments. So we'll start with a little intro to the skills challenges, and then we're going to go straight into ball control and see how we get on. So I am here at the Southwest Premier footballing facility. Look around this beautiful, cavernous theatre of dreams. And yeah, I'm going to try and test my footballing abilities to decide what stats we should be starting with. Unfortunately, I am suffering from an injury in my left leg. It's nerve damage. It's fine, I'm fine, but there's not going to be much in the way of running, and it's mainly going to be for standing on the left leg, so no left-footed challenges today. But we're going to see how we get on with a bit of passing, shooting, some first touch drills and some set pieces with my two friends Dave and Brandon, who are here to provide the balls and hopefully some substandard goalkeeping. But I'm not going to do too much more talking now. I'm going to hand over to the voice in the sky, which is me again, and I'm going to concentrate on the football. So let's get into it. So here we are ready to go in what was, in hindsight, an ill-advised attempt to give myself some marginally more realistic stats based on my actual footballing ability. Which, no, I don't want to come out with all of the excuses straight away. You know, I'll spread them out. You know, don't use all that gold straight away. As I mentioned in the intro, though, struggling with a pretty nasty injury through this. I've got the sort of amateur equivalent of a pre-match injection in me at this point. A bit of cocodamol, bit of high-strength ibuprofen, a cocktail of those two, and some ibuprofen gel as well, on a left leg that is suffering at the moment from what is the oldest sounding possible injury, sciatica. Yeah, it's not that much fun. It's nerve problems, it's back related. Essentially at this point my left leg really was struggling. I couldn't lift it above sort of knee height in a straight line. Yeah, not great. And you'll see that that ends with some weird technique and slightly strange running throughout this. But I really wanted to do this challenge because I thought it would be good fun. And I want to keep doing these challenges throughout the series. Mainly, well, part of it is because I'm missing football, really missing playing football. And that shows as well in this. I'll stop with the excuses, but you know, 6 months, no football. Pretty much the first time I kicked a ball in almost half a year, as I'm sure a lot of you are experiencing. But anyway, all of that aside, we're starting with ball control. And in this challenge, my mate Dave is meant to be pinging balls into me here. On the floor, pretty much. Pace I was asking for from him. He was pretty generous, I think, with some of this. Not the fastest passes in. But the goal is, with one touch, to keep it within the cones. One touch, keep it in the cones. That is one stat point towards the ball control, which we definitely need, because 65 is not ideal. So let's see how we get on, shall we? We've got 10 of these, so potentially could be up to 75 ball control, which would be a big jump. Let's see how we get on. So here
That'll
we are.
do.
Ready, prepared. Not. Oh, just in. I think we're giving that one, aren't we? Yep, 66.
Whoa.
Good start. That one, bit of a bounce on it off this less than ideal surface. We'll see some of that later on. You can see the divots. And then number 3, also, even with 2 touches, couldn't keep that in. Not the best start ever. But number 4, that's all right. Bit of a trap to that, more than a first touch, but we'll allow it. As we will allow that one as well for 68. Good, better. Much better. This one as well. Oh, 69, yours and mine. We're looking 70 ball control. I'm happy with that. That's great. That's not so great though.
It's
Yeah.
going so well.
As I said, rusty, very, very rusty. And we were, as you can see, beautiful evening.
2 more.
But the sun is going down here. We didn't have much time, so I had to get straight into this. This was pretty much my warm-up. Anyway, here we go. Another one there. That was a nice soft pass there from Dave. Easy stuff for the 71. Finishing it off with a tricky height one there for 72. Lovely work. So there we go. Ball control. That's gone pretty well, hasn't it? This is going to really, really help us. It's going to really push up our overall rating as well. But hey, we're an exciting young English right back. You can't imagine a Thai team would use one of their few international player slots for a right back who's not that good. So we're going to be pushing up a bit. But anyway, 72 ball control is looking great. So dribbling, tight possession, I think we're going to keep those as they are. I think that's pretty fair. And our low pass, well, we're back to the skills test. So let's go. Okay, so next up is low passing. And this is a pretty essential one for a right back or any footballer. 68, not bad, to be fair. Not bad. But we've got an opportunity here to just raise that up slightly, which would really, really help, I feel. So what's going to happen here? This was a fun one, actually. Really enjoyed this. Could have done this all night. Ball's going to be passed into me. I've got one touch to turn. And then as I'm turning, or actually just before the ball gets to me normally, Dave is going to call out left or right. So I've got to take a touch, turn, at the same time, process that information, which was tricky, actually. More difficult than you'd think. And then pass it into the corresponding net. Pretty simple stuff, you would think. And I'm going to allow myself half a point for each successful pass. So there's basically 5 on offer. 5 attribute points on offer here. Although I actually did 11, I think. So 5.5. Anyway, let's see how we get on, shall we? So ball coming in, shout comes out, awful first touch, and a scuffed pass, but we get half a point and we're off the mark. Lovely work. Second one, oh, that is painful. I mean, that should have either
all the way round,
turn the other way or use the left foot. But I did neither. I can't use the left foot. The turning is slow. The injury hampering me there. Anyway, next one comes in. Slightly better touch. Awful pass. Don't get that. 69 remains the score. What the sweet hell is that? The step over there. Doing everything I can not to use the left foot. That's how you should turn. That is a pass of someone who's not played football. Yeah, not happy about that. And that's a bit better, as you'd hope. And now we're up to 70. And then the Cruyff-ish turn.
I feel like fucking baby deer.
I think I was saying. Looks like I've never played football before. But anyway, we're up to 70 now, which is good. Should have really nailed that one. Touch. Left foot. You can see the brain trying to process where it's meant to be going, and the touch. Again, turning the wrong way, but we'll take it. 71 is nice. What the hell is that?
Didn't even look up.
And we'll call it. So 71 for low pass. That is a big improvement. Happy with that, to be fair. Okay, lofted pass. Now this one is key. Absolutely key for a right back. How did we get on with this one? So, lofted pass. Yeah. This should have been an essential one for us, really. As a right back, you need to be able to whip crosses into the box. I felt like I'd probably be better at this than I actually turned out I was. But anyway, I had 4 opportunities here, 4 balls. As we'll see in a second, the opportunity to get 2 attribute points from hitting the goal on the other side of the box. We're doing edge of the box to edge of the box, cross-field ping, and a whole point on offer as well if I can get it within the cones, which you'll see are fairly far apart. But apparently not far apart enough. So we miss number 1 there. Not the best start. So ball coming in, look up, pulse goals. Would not do that. I was imagining in my head that these would be going fully in the air all the way over there. That didn't happen. Didn't even get close. But we will give that one. That is 1 point there. Takes me up to 69. And then, yeah, we don't need to
it's that fucking
last
curve.
one.
Well,
yeah, so not quite to plan as we saw, but 69 better than a kick in the teeth, as goes the famous saying. Okay, so for the final 2 challenges, it was finishing based. Really, if we were trying to be realistic here, I mean, there are so many challenges I could have done, but just couldn't because of the injury. Finishing was even a bit of a, by this point as well, I may point out, absolutely knackered, or at least by the end of these outside of the box drills. The running back and forth pretty much wiped me out. But anyway, there were so many challenges that I would have liked to have done. Stamina, dribbling, all of the running ones would have been great. Strength, probably could have thought out stuff for that as well. But I basically had to keep it to minimum movement and stuff that I could do only with my right foot, and particularly nothing too athletic. So although finishing, not that important for a right back really, and as you can see I'm starting at 55, finishing it felt like that was something I could do with a little jog in and a few efforts. 1-2, hit it, score, easy. 1 goal, 1 point. So potential for 10. Potential for 10. So I could have been at 65 had I netted 10 in a row here, which would have been great. Actually, I might have allowed myself more points than that. But anyway, let's get into the first one. First 5 outside of the box. 1 goal equals 1 point. Let's see how we get on. So touch into Dave, just on the edge of the box. Fairly comfortable save there for Brandon in goal. But yeah, certainly no gimmies from him. Decent tip over the bar. And the jog back. 1 of 5 that really did knacker me out. Again, ball back in. Edge of the D. Not a bad hit. Good save. Didn't have to work too much for it. Could have been slightly further to the top corner, really to work him. But yeah,
Wait for him to get back.
so that's 2, 0
Generous.
for 2. So we've got a ball coming in. That one was knocked in a position I wasn't expecting it. We're looking to be getting nothing here. It's quite far in the box there, but that's a better finish. Beating the keeper, who couldn't get down quick enough. There's not much power on that, is there? But I will absolutely take 56 finishing. We're going to need that. And then final effort here. Ball comes in. Touch. It's well in the box. That's an awful hit. That says it all. That says it all, doesn't it? So the final 5 finishes are from crosses into the box. This was meant to be a in-the-box finish challenge. I think I was going to allow myself 2 for a first-time finish and 1 for anything with more than 1 touch, actually. So, again, lots of points on offer here. You can see the quality of this pitch, though. There are sort of tram lines of, I guess, drainage that's been put into the pitch there. You can see along the centre. And I think this ball, first of all, hits it straight away, bounces weirdly. Thankfully, Dave, unlike Brandon, not putting a huge amount of effort in a goal. Look at that fat, slow old man. And by this point, you can probably hear the breathing. It's not sounding good. That is not a good hit. Even Dave couldn't allow that one to go in as it's straight at him very, very slowly. This ball in a good spot. And that's a better hit. A rare better hit there. And we'll take that. Thank you very much. That's a ball into a good spot, like it. Edge of the 6-yard box. Easy finish.
I like it.
Keeper maybe could have come for that, but he didn't. We'll take that one as well. Oh no, we're only adding 1 on. Okay, so 1 for the first time finish. That's probably fair. I really should know my own rules here. And this one, that's fatigue. So there we are, finishing. A small improvement, quite a generous one really, considering the terrible display there. But 59, we'll take it. Heading. Now, a lot of these are going to have to be subjective from now on. We didn't do any tests. I've just got to be honest. Heading, not something that's ever really been in my wheelhouse. Place kicking, again, not really in my wheelhouse. We'll take that down. Curl, not bad, not bad. I think we'll leave that as it is. Now, speed. This is interesting. Speed, as I mentioned in the first episode, is one stat that I have real data for. Real, honest, real world, 16, 17, 18-year-old numbers for. Now, what I'm going to use as a marker for this is I found an article. I don't know how precise it is, I don't know how accurate it is, but, you know, thesportster.com, a well-known publication, I'm not going to argue with them. There's a little bit of info about Gareth Bale, interestingly, and it says that at age 14, he came away with a scorching time of 11.4. Interesting, I thought. Interesting. That gives us a baseline. Now, what I managed at age probably a little bit older, actually, probably 16, was 11.6. So not far off. Big Gaza. And so what I've done is, you know, for the sake of accuracy, gone back in PES Master, looked at his first ever stat in PES 2011 it was, at age 21. So a few years later, a little bit older than the 18 years old that I am in this reality. It's getting complicated, isn't it? But basically, at that age, someone who in theory I should have a relatively similar speed to, I guess. He was clocking in at 87 top speed and 84 acceleration. So we weren't quite as quick as him. So I think we're going to go 85 top speed. We're into the green. And then acceleration, we'll go 83. And that is really going to massively improve our overall rating. It always has a disproportionate effect on the overall rating. But there we are. I think that's fairly accurate. So I'm happy with that. Now, kicking power, 65. That's probably right. Jump, not great. Physical contact, 64. I'd like to think more, but probably not. Balance, low centre of gravity. Balance is probably about right. Stamina could be an issue. I was always very much a short burst athlete, if athlete's the right word. 72 is pretty high, and that's something that you would say would improve throughout your career, probably a little bit. You've got that sort of youthful stamina that you have in your early years, but I'm going to drop that down to 69. That's going to be a bit of a problem. We can build that up with training, of course, but we're going to go there. Defensive awareness 62, I think that's about right. I don't think I was ever the smartest defender. I think getting forward was always something I wanted to do. Ball winning 60, that's probably about right. We'll leave that there. Aggression 70, I'd say I'm a fairly aggressive player in real life, but 70 is probably fine. Goalkeeping, pretty poor. Weak foot usage 1, that's spot on. Weak foot, as I showed, well actually to be fair I was injured in the stats challenges, but weak foot, not something I use very often. Weak foot accuracy, probably 1 as well. I mean, you'd hope that I would have trained it a little bit more if I was playing professional football. Alright, we'll keep it at 2. Conditioning 4, I don't even know what that means. Injury resistance 2, sounds about right. Where does that leave us? 69, okay, alright, well, I think we're going to go with that. That is quite high. Probably should be closer to 66, 65 really, but that speed is sort of accurate and that's sort of going to have to stay, and that's probably why we're so much higher. But 69 rating, you know, we're going to improve quite a lot. We're 18, it's going to go up, it's going to go up. The future is looking bright. Okay, so player skills. Nothing in here at the moment. This is something that we're going to have to learn as our career progresses. I don't think that I could make a good argument for any of these really. Pinpoint crossing would be a great one to learn. No look pass, essential. We'd love that. Tracking back would be interesting. Fighting spirit's always a useful one. But to win player skills and to rank up the training, I'm going to be doing more real life challenges, but we'll get to that in a later episode. But yeah, so you've not seen the last of me in real life. That doddery, slow old man making football look very, very difficult. He's going to be back. Now, playing style. Could probably give myself one of these. I think that would be fair. I think out of all these, it would be offensive fullback. It's a fun one. I think we're going to give us that. Now, playing styles. You can learn these, I think, in Become a Legend. You can train them. I'm going to be generous again, and I'm going to give myself Speeding Bullet. Pacey player who likes to get forward. It's a good description. It fits. We're taking it. I think that's fair. We have to earn the rest of that stuff, but give ourselves a little bit of a boost there. Now, appearance. As I said, the face looking good. I mean, I really am impressed by what you can do on the PC. Unfortunately, not available to console players. But let's take a look at the physique. Let's take a little rundown of my physique. So 176 centimetres, I've already filled this in. So 5'9", not a big man. I'm going to probably be alright in Thailand. About the same size as Wayne Rooney. He's already had one mention in this series, a player I really do like. Same height as him, same height as Jamie Vardy. A little bit taller than Kieran Trippier. So another right back example there, who always looks very, very short. So, you know, not a big man. Weight. It's a tricky one to work out what my weight would be. I've gone for 73 kilograms, which is about 11.5 stone. I guess I'd probably have more muscle than I'm about just over 12 stone now in real life, in my mid-30s. At 18, I was pretty skinny, but you'd expect some muscle there if I've been playing professional football. The rest of this stuff, what do we do? Shoulder height went down a bit. Anyway, not exciting. Could give myself some Jack Grealish-esque calves. No, we'll stick with the skinny legs because that is on brand. Now, strip style. I'm a Nike man. Always have been, always will be. So we've got a few to choose from here. Unfortunately, there's no way of changing this mid-game. That would have been a really cool feature. You know, our boot sponsor. We would have started in the PES SP2000s, and then as we progressed our career, we could have picked up a boot sponsor. But there's no way of doing that unless someone wants to invent a mod for this incredibly niche thing, which unfortunately no one's done. We're going to have to pick a boot and stick with it. There's some nice choices in here. I do quite like the Mercurials, but I'm going to go with the Phantom Flyknits. I really like them. The Phantom GTs. Remind me of the Spiridon classic Nike trainer. And I like it. A little fleck of pink in there, but white predominantly. Undershorts, no, I think we'll leave that. Sleeves, I like a short sleeve. And until recently, I probably would have said definitely untucked. But as an Arsenal fan now, influenced by, Kieran Tierney, who is already becoming an Arsenal legend, but also the king of drip, the best dressed footballer in world football, Hector Bellerin, is very much now a tucked-in boy, so we're going tucked in. I think Hecky goes for probably the standard length socks, but we're going to go short. I like it. Ready to go. Meaning business, but also casual. Smart, business, casual. Tucked in, short socks. ready for business, but also ready to enjoy yourself. So there we are, we're almost done here. Let's take a look at the motion of the ocean. I've already been through and done this. Dribbling, I feel like I probably do hunch over a little bit when I'm dribbling. We'll go for a slight hunch rather than a weirdly upright. But running, I would say, with my sprinting background, which I've talked about, it's really not that much, but it did exist, and you train to run like that, chest out, upright. Corner kick motion shouldn't really be much of an issue, so I can't see myself being a corner kick taker, but there we are, that looks pretty normal. Free kick, again, unlikely to really trouble us. Or penalty kicks, maybe. We might have a penalty kick, I guess, in a penalty shootout. We're not going to go with one of those slow ones. Yeah, focused. Smash it. Lovely. Number 5. Now, celebrations. Hopefully we're going to get to see these at some point. I had a little look through this earlier. Did pick out a few favourites. Let's skip forward to them. Milkshake brings all the... Is it maybe flamenco? No, okay. I like it. These are all good. I'd quite happily have all of these. As much as I love the comedy ones, there are only really 2 options for me. Having had a little look through this. You've got to have the shush. You've got to have the shush. Love it. Love it. Bit of Jamie Vardy action there. Another mensch for him, but yeah, that's definitely going in. And then 73, the Thierry Henry influence. I'm just doing my job. This is every day for me. No celebration. Just drink it in. Love it. Love it. So there we are. Celebration sorted. 2 classics there. With 69 rated to start off with. It's high, but I'll take it. And that is us ready to go. Prologue done. Join me in the next episode as we learn a little bit more about Buriram United, a little bit more about the Toyota Thai League, and we see some gameplay. How will we get on at the highest level of Thai football? Can we make our mark? We need to burst onto the scene. We need to be a standout player in this league to get the move we want to Europe or elsewhere, who knows, and progress our career. Keep things going with this second chance at glory. Thank you all for joining me. If you haven't already subscribed, it would be great if you could. Smash that like button, of course. I'll see you in a bit.